What the hell am I doing? I boarded an airplane. I quit my job. What the hell? Alright everybody, we're going to Walmart. I gotta get a new suitcase because, well, mine technically isn't really big enough to fit all my crap in there. And we just got 2 inches of snow. My hands are freezing. And I just freaking broke my windshield wipers because they were froze to the windshield. Isn't that just wonderful? Yeah, this suitcase could eat that one. Ding-ding-ding. I want to see the sunset, but I'm gonna give you a quick little room tour in here. And I'll explain a little later what's going on. All right, you walk in. Hang on, experience. Here's the outside. The inside. You have this little bench area. Look at this freaking room. I know all my shit's in the way, but kind of in a hurry right here. I'm gonna throw on some shorts because I'm sweating to death. Got all my crap here. And then, this is my favorite part. I'm gonna sit out here in the morning, so. Anywho's, I'm gonna get my little tootie on the beach. Alright, so if you are a returning viewer of my channel, you're probably thinking to yourself, Tyler, where the F are you? I just had a 36-hour flight. There were 3 different flights, but it took me 36 hours to get here. And let me tell you, it was a fiasco. Cute, there's little bats. I've never had them get that close to me before. But, I should have put on mosquito repellent. Anyways, yeah, if you're a returning viewer to my channel, you're probably thinking, what the hell am I doing? I boarded an airplane. I quit my job. I quit my job and I booked a round trip to Bali. I've wanted to do this for over a year and a half before I quit corporate America. I quit corporate America back in February of 2024, but before that I was planning to take a trip to this country. Did a lot of research on it. I kind of started going down the YouTube rabbit hole kind of when I started my channel up. Started like really taking posting seriously in October of 2023 because I was trying to escape the rat race and stuff like that, but there's like a whole long story and I'm not going to bore you with the details if you are a new person, but welcome if you are new. I don't know what this vlog's going to entail. This is the craziest thing I've ever done. I've never traveled out of the country alone. Like, I've taken flights by myself, but I've always met people somewhere. I've never done this 100% by myself, and I'm really proud of myself. Yeah, like I said, I've wanted to take this trip for a very long time, and I was watching this TikTok video And there was this lady, it was on this one movie, and she was like turning 50 and she started crying and she's like, I said I was gonna do all these things and I never did. And it really hit me. And when I ended up quitting my job, I was like, fuck it, I don't have a pot to piss in. I don't have a lot of money, I don't. I'm gonna be 31 years old in a few days. My birthday's in a few days, and it's reckless, it might be stupid, it's risky, but I think that this is something that I really needed to do. So I lost my mom to suicide back in 2012, and I keep reverting it back to that because that's one of the things in my life that really messed me up and shifted me as a person, and I've had to do a lot of healing and a lot of work. I don't know what it is about this trip, but there's like something out here for me, whether it's like healing, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, I don't know what it is. But it's not like me to be reckless with money. It's not like I'm gambling it away or anything like that, but like putting it on a credit card. Like I just booked the trip because I think one of the main signs to me was like, I was talking to God about it. I was like, oh, should I book this trip or whatever? And then I saw this lady like barely 65 and she was like slower than a turtle and limping really bad. And I was like, oh, hell no. I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna live this life. And I don't know what's in store for me with this YouTube channel. I don't know what's in store for me of where I'm living. I don't know what's happened to me, but I think that my brain has shifted and I just feel like I'm different. I've been standing up for myself. I believe in myself, and I don't know what thing is out here for me. Maybe it's just healing, maybe it's a person, I don't know. Maybe I won't know. Kind of jumping all over the place, but I made a video about following your intuition, and my intuition was guiding me to this place. So I'll back it up a little bit. When I started my YouTube channel and like taking vlogging seriously was when I was recovering from excision surgery of endometriosis in October of 2023. And then I had like a month off, and then I went back to work too soon, and I just felt really burnt out. I was doing like my business and my job on top of it at the time, and I lasted until February, and there were some signs, and I was stressed out. My hair was falling out, and I left corporate America in February of 2024, so I never in fact ended up taking that Bali trip that I wanted to do last February, or last spring. I was gonna do it like a year ago. There was just some stuff. I was asking God for some signs, and I felt like my tank too full. Like I got to a place where I couldn't even paint anymore. I just was so busy with, you know, having a job, and I won't touch too much on that because like it doesn't matter, but like for the first time in my life, it's like I'm at a place where I'm okay saying no to things. And like I think a lot of that comes with like knowing your worth and knowing your value and kind of like standing up for yourself in a way. But it's been cool. It's been one heck of a journey. Like my first flight was from Minneapolis to Seattle. That was like 3 hours and something. And then I had an 8-hour layover, and then I had a 13-hour flight to China, Taiwan, and then I had a 4-hour layover, and then I had another 5.5-hour flight to get here. So it's been quite the trip. And then when I got here, I didn't have any cash on me. I wasn't thinking. For some odd reason, I didn't think to bring cash with me. So I'm gonna give you some tips in this video eventually about like what you should expect when you come to Bali if you're coming from, especially the United States, like things that I wished I would have known or maybe researched a little bit more on. But I figured out how to use the ATM. I'm just starting to figure out the currency exchange rate. There's some other stuff that's still up in the air, but the moral of the story is I made it to my destination. My stuff is safe, I'm safe, and I'm just sitting by the beach and I'm enjoying life. I kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit. I wasn't expecting this intro to be so long, but it is my channel and it is who I am as a person. But like after my mom died, I never really had a time off. Like I had 2 days off of work, and then I was getting bitched at why I wasn't coming back to work. This was back in 2012, and I've always sacrificed my own needs and my own well-being for other things. And for one of the first times in my life, like I've especially these past couple of years, or for sure a year, I've been standing up for myself and doing things that I want to do because I want to do them. And so here I am, dead ass broke, pretty much. Like I have money for my bills and stuff, but like putting a lot of it on a card. I'm not proud to say that, but I don't know. There's just something out here for me and I don't know what it is. And I'm listening to that inner voice and I'm listening to that guidance, and who knows, maybe I'll figure it out while I'm here. But I'm gonna enjoy this sunset here and I'll chat with you guys in the morning because, well, I stink and I haven't showered in a day and a half and I feel disgusting. So I need to get clean. I've been up since like 3 a.m. because I can't sleep. Oh, this thing has a key too. How the hell do you open it? I swear this whole trip I've looked like a freaking idiot. Just a nincompoop. What the fuck? There we go. It took way longer than I want to admit. That's it, I'm not going. Alright, so I spent like 3 hours exploring. I'm back at the hotel now. I'm not one to complain about heat, but it's freaking hot. And I wish I could wear more of my crop tops, but I got my back tattoo and I don't want the sun to hit it just because when I get home too, of one, I don't want it to fade. Two, it's dry and it's pretty fresh. And then three, when I get back home, Mitch will be finishing off the rest of it, so I don't want to like screw it up. So yeah, it was really nice to take a walk alongside the beach. I was gonna get a coconut, I might get one later. But as I got back, I was kind of looking on my Wi-Fi because I really wasn't on my phone barely, maybe for a couple of minutes while I was on the beach. I think what I want to do is I'm trying to figure out how the roads, like what direction and how the road system kind of works. Because what I want to do, because I want to take a little gander and I want to take a little waxy poo-poo and see the tattoo shops because we drove by them and there were some really good artists. It looked badass and it's tempting. Probably shouldn't get a tattoo in another country, but you know, just thinking. It looks super sick, but yeah. Last night was interesting. I didn't share this part with you guys, but it got dark and I was like, oh, I'll remember where I came out of. Pitch black outside. I'm like walking around, checking out the live music, which by the way, there's a lot of really talented musicians out here. Their vocals, they're pretty amazing. If I do say so myself, I'm like, dang, I was blown away by some of the talent, honestly, but yeah, there I was, lo and behold, and the reason why I didn't know where I was because, well, my dumbass forgot my pocket Wi-Fi in the room, so if you are getting a pocket Wi-Fi and you travel to Bali, don't forget it in your hotel room because sometimes you might be SOL, so thank God there was like this security, it was like a security guard or something, and I was like, hey, I need help, where is this place? And he's like, oh, the next left. And I was like, okay, I thought so, because I kept going in circles or whatever, but I made another cup of coffee. I do want to say one thing, that if you are traveling to Bali, I'll figure out how the water works, but they say not to drink out of the tap. So I just ran out of water. This is all I got left is this liquid here. There's a little cafe downstairs. I don't know if I'm not too hungry. I've been snacking. I brought like dried mangoes, granola bars, almonds. That'll last me for my trip for some really good snacks, just to kind of cut costs and just have it. It'll save me some room in my bag when I go home once everything's eaten, but I need to figure out where and how to get water because I'm fucking thirsty. I was gonna sit on the beach and drink a coconut, but I'll probably do that in a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna go exploring today. It's gonna be interesting. Wish me luck. All right, tennies are gonna have to do because I was getting blisters. Kind of sucks. My feet are gonna be hot, but what do you do? Gotta do what you gotta do. I'm gonna hopefully find some more sandals, find another ATM, get some more cashola out before I head to the forest tomorrow. So. Happy I made that awkward for you. Tattoos. Should we see what this is about? Love tattoos. Alright, so I'm in the ATM. There's like these tiny little boxes on the street. They're interesting. Whoa. Beautiful work. We found more art. I'm gonna take you on a little tour. We're gonna do a little haul. Okay, so I want to start out by saying how freaking proud of myself I am. I didn't even use Google Maps one time. I like memorized where I was going. Obviously it's light out, so I got around. I met some new friends. I met a lot of tattoo artists. We followed each other on Instagram, and then there was this sweet little girl. She was probably 7 or 8 years old. I don't know what's happening to me. Maybe it's hormones, maybe it's my age, but there was this little girl who came up to me, and it was funny because she had the same beauty mark, but it was on like the opposite side of her face. So when we faced each other, it was on the same side. She came up to me and she followed me up to my room, and she's like, "Hi, what's your name?" And her name was Fio. Her name's Fio, and she's just, oh my God, she is so freaking cute. Oh my God. And then I thought to myself, I was like, holy shit, you guys, I'm old enough to have a kid that age. She's old enough to be my kid. What a reality check. It's so weird when you're like 30 and you have no kids, but oh, she's been here for 3 months. That was just so sweet. But yeah, I met a lot of really good tattoo artists. I shouldn't do it, but I'm thinking about getting a neo-traditional tattoo. I'll see what happens. That would be kind of cool if I got a tattoo while I'm here. I mean, what the hell? YOLO. Get a tattoo in Bali. Like, I'm coming here, I need a souvenir somehow. Anyway, I told you guys I'd do a haul, but I got this bag. I think it was 200,000 RP, which I think is like $10 in US. But it's this cute little knit bag. It's nothing special, and the zipper got stuck a couple of times, but they say it's hand knitted. Got a little zipper here. But I thought that this would be really good for just kind of browsing, because my backpack gets really hot on my back, gets really sweaty. So say if I'm out like hiking or something, or I'm going to a mountain, eventually when I'm in the mountains, that's kind of what I want to do, is just, or somewhere, wherever I'm traveling to, or even the beach, it'd be nice to grab that and just go, and then I'm not getting my leather bag all full of sand. But I got these Birkenstocks. I don't know if they're knockoffs, I don't really care, but I got them for a pretty good price, 23 US, I think. And then last but not least, I got a freaking razor. You know why? Because I looked in my bag and it's gone. Now, I don't know if I forgot, because that very well could be, because I feel like I forget everything, or the airport took it out of my bag. I think they confiscated it, so I got a razor, thank the Lord. You don't want to see Harry Tyler, okay? You can't turn it into a gorilla. My armpits are not the cutest. It's supposed to rain at 1 p.m. I was gonna take a nap, and I was like, oh, you know, I'm in Bali. Whether I'm tired or not, I'm like, I'm just gonna make the most out of this experience. And let me tell you what, change my shoes while I'm talking to you, but you might not think that I'm like an anxious person, because like, I'm pretty chill, and usually I don't have anxiety when it comes to traveling, but I have never went out of the country by myself 100%. Like, I've gotten on a flight and met people somewhere, but it's usually at the airport. I've never like done this 100% myself, and I don't know how much of the details. I don't want to like bore you with it, but like when I got here I didn't understand how the currency worked, and I wished I would have knew more about that. I might make an entire separate video on things that I wished I would have known and done differently that I learned. I want to learn more about money. The paper currency here is really cool. Hang on. I don't know. I'm not a math person. I freaking hate math, but I love currency. I think currency is really cool. Look at how pretty this is. I don't have any US with me because I already spent it, but isn't that just beautiful? It's got like flowers and stuff on it. Wow, very pretty. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go down to the beach, get myself a coconut, because there is rain in the forecast at like 1. So it's 1 right now. I'm gonna have to double check. Oh, it looks like my friends are following me back on Instagram. Look at me, little Miss Introvert. I'm like the weirdest person because when I'm home, it's gonna sound really bad, I barely talk to my neighbors. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I grew up out in the country, like in the middle of nowhere, but I don't want people knocking on my door whenever they want. I'm a very private person, but I love going to new countries. I'll talk to everybody, like even traveling alone in the States. Like when I went to Oregon and I did like that Finding Myself solo trip back in, I think it was 2022 maybe, yeah, it was 2022. I did that, and the amount of people I met, and the people that I connect with the most here so far is people who are Balinese. I met some really cool people on the airplane. One guy was from the Philippines. We're friends on Instagram now. Like I'm just meeting a lot of really neat people, and I think the craziest thing about getting here is when you land, you look at somebody and you have no effing idea what language they're gonna speak. I've only heard 2 or 3 groups speaking English. Basically the whole community here, they know English, and like the menus and stuff, like all of this is in English basically. But they're like people from Europe that like in different parts. I know there was a German family sitting next to me. I could hear by like the way that they were pronouncing their words, because I used to have coworkers from there, but they were talking and yeah, I heard them, whatever. But it's been a really cool experience so far. Let's check the forecast real quick. I really want to sit on the beach and drink a freaking coconut, man. Like, I love this too. And so I've been turning off my pocket Wi-Fi, but I bring it with me, like 1, to preserve the battery, and 2, like one of the main points of this entire trip was to just disconnect and kind of get away from society a little bit. But I feel like I needed to get away, and I needed to disconnect from my phone. And like there's been a few times where I'll pop on and like let people know I'm alive, but I like not having service. That was one of my favorite parts about going to Belize when I went there, was my service provider for my cell phone doesn't offer international plans, so I like the pocket Wi-Fi option. It's very nice. But yeah, it's supposed to rain in a little bit. I think I'm gonna walk down there anyway, because what the hell, it looks fine. Storm could roll in pretty quickly, but I'm here for the adventures, and God, I just feel fulfilled. There might be a lot of tears in these videos. I'm not just gonna make one separate vlog. I think each place I stay at might be a separate video, we'll see. But just to touch the sand with my feet, a lot of people are like, oh, US. Basically, like, they thought I had a lot of money, and I don't. I told a lot of the locals here, I'm like, yeah, we might seem like, some of us, like, some Americans make a lot of money, but like, people like me, in debt. I do have to say that I'm extremely grateful for fresh water. I've had to purchase all of my water because you're not supposed to drink out of the tap, which reminds me. So when you travel in Bali and say you're in Seminyak, because that's where I'm at right now, you can walk downtown and there's like gas stations. They have ATMs at gas stations if you ever need to get money out of the bank. And then just use Google and do like a currency exchange and figure out how much money you're withdrawing and whatever currency you're doing. The one at the airport had a maximum of $75 USD. I was like, yeah, that didn't really get me too far. I still have some money left over, but I withdrew some more because I just want to, I don't know, I might even get more cash tomorrow before I head up to Ubud. It's like more of a tropical jungle type thing, so it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna do yoga. Yeah, I'm just very grateful for this trip. It's nice to get away from work. I literally ran away. I ran away from work. I ran away from my problems. Like, I needed this. My soul needed this. And I don't think I said this earlier in the video. I'll shut up in a second here because I don't want to like talk too much, but I guess it's my channel. I guess I can do whatever I want, but my birthday's April 7th and my mom's is the 8th, so I'm gonna be in Bali during that time. And I was down by the beach last night and I saw these 2 little kids running and their mom was chasing after them, and they were just playing on the beach, and like, it It made my heart happy. Because I know how important that bond, that connection is. Try not to cry, but I probably will, because dang. It's been hard without her, man. So much reminds me of my mom. God, I remember this one guy that I dated. There was like a 10-year stretch where we dated off and on, and I've talked about this before, but the breaking point to ending that relationship, he was the only guy I dated that like knew my mom, and he promised that we were gonna do things for her birthday, and like I sat there and he laid in bed all day and was super rude to me, and I just was like fucking over him, you know, like I just had enough of his shit and I was just done. Because I look at that as like a respect thing, and I found it extremely disrespectful, and like I know he's got issues in life, but like I would never want to make somebody feel like that, because like I struggle around the holidays, I struggle with me and my mom's birthday, which like it's getting better. Sorry, I'm just tightening my sandals here. I got one size too big, so make sure my feet fit in here. But yeah, I'll never forget that. And so when I booked this trip, I was gonna book it out to May, but I just felt like I just really needed to get out of the country. I just needed to go somewhere, and I needed to find a piece of myself, because I was just working so much and I was just so freaking burnt out, and I was just so tired, and I just felt so angry. And I think it was because I wasn't taking time to disconnect. I wasn't taking time to recharge. I wasn't taking time to be Tyler, you know? I use workaholism, like one, I want to get somewhere with like this YouTube channel, and I'm working very hard, which reminds me, it's Thursday, April 3rd, 2025, and how many subscribers do I have? I'll tell you guys quick, and then I'm gonna shut up and go down to the beach. I promise, I swear. I have 997, you guys, and I have 2,581 hours of watch time, so we're getting closer to monetization every day. But I've worked really hard on this channel. I've worked really hard in general, and I just feel like I needed to get away and find a piece of myself again, because I was working and I wasn't getting out of the house, and I wasn't hanging out with friends because I was just so depleted, and I think I just needed to do something for myself. So here we are. Not trying to get all sappy on you, but what I was saying, I was gonna book it in May, and it's like, nah, it needs to be sooner than that, because like art shows are gonna start up, and I'm gonna be getting prepared for that, and like I don't want this trip before all of that, like right before, because I need some time to get prepared. Like I want to change my displays and stuff, and kind of my setup and things like that, but I needed this. I needed to get away. It's been very nice. It's cool to like talk to local people, meet some new friends. Everyone here is so nice and smiling, and I can see why. It's beautiful here. And I met this one guy who was a tattoo artist. I wanted to get like a small tattoo, but I changed my mind. I don't know if I'll go back tomorrow or not, but he rode up on his scooter on me like twice and was like, hey! I just laughed. He was so sweet, but the people here are so freaking cool and humble. I'm extremely grateful. And I might cry a lot in these videos, just to forewarn you. So if you're not a sap person, you can always soldier on. But yeah, I'm spending me and my mom's birthday out here. I was like, well, what better way to do it? Because I've spent every birthday pretty much of me and my mom's by myself or working. And like birthdays, some people don't think they're a big deal, but they were to me, because my mom made every birthday special for me, even though she didn't have a lot. We'd go to Culver's and get ice cream. We'd go to Walmart. We'd go to Hobby Lobby and pick out our favorite beads. She was amazing. She was a good person. And that little girl that I just ran into downstairs reminded me of me when I was a kid. I'm not sad. I'm grateful. It just reminded me of, I might not have that with my mom, but I can give that to some little girl, whether it's my nieces or some little stranger, someone that doesn't feel seen. It sounds like she moves around a lot. It's a very humbling experience so far. That's all I have to say, but I'm gonna go suck up my tears a little bit and get down to the beach, because it looks like we got clouds rolling in here. So if you made it this far, thanks for listening. All right, you guys, not that you care, but I'm showing you anyways. Like my new sandals. I was getting blisters from, because like the sand and stuff was on there. Yeah, no more blisters. Yes, if you have a foot fetish, you'll sicko, get off my YouTube channel. La la la. Oh, look at this. You guys, I am thriving out here. That's some good shit. Yeah, so apparently no one explained to me that this is the nude beach. I shouldn't be laughing, that's not very nice. Oops. If you swim, you will die. Okay guys, we got number 2 here. He's hiding. Oh shit. I'm mad. Another one. He's so tiny. You might be asking yourself, Tyler, why the heck am I in the bathroom with you? Well, the acoustics, do you hear this? And you wouldn't know it was the bathroom if I didn't tell you. They call it the toilet over in these parts, but I was kind of singing. I was going to the bathroom and then I started singing and I was like, dang. So yeah, I had to make that awkward for you. Oh, by the way, I'll tell you a little bit. I feel like everybody can hear me. I met a friend from India, newlyweds, and she wanted me to take her picture. She's very nice. And she also told me that I can stay there too, so that's cool. Kind of like low-key want to build it out, but I feel like everyone's gonna hear me, you know? These walls aren't very thick, and this building's not very big. But I need to stop being insecure about stuff, so maybe this is just a learning curve. Stuck in reverse, dang! It never sounds like good. And